Come on to my house, I'm gonna give you apple, a plum, and a apricot.
Hey, welcome back, y'all. Welcome to the Hacienda's Kitchen. Rivet here. And we are going to cook up something real nice. And we're having the crispy, crunchy, spicy chickpea snacks. A lot of y'all have been asking me to do another cooking video, so I figured I'd do something nice and fun to eat. And here we go. What we're going to do here is we're going to make up some chickpeas, and we're going to season them, and we're going to oven roast them, and they're going to come out, be crackling, crispy, crunchy good, and they're addictive. I'm using the big can. We buy our chickpeas in these big cans because my wife makes hummus a lot, so that's better to buy them this way. I'm going to season them with Old Bay. Grew up with this seasoning. I love it. It tastes great. You can use any kind of seasoning you want. I'm just going to use Old Bay because I like it. And I'm going to spunk it up a little bit. I'm going to add my smoked habanero powder that I made from last year. Smoked them. And it's going to add some heat because this stuff is hot. But you don't have to add that if you don't want to. Now, to get them a little salty, I like to use a popcorn salt. It's a very, very fine grind, and it tends to stick as opposed to regular table salt or kosher salt. You know, if you like the other stuff, you can use that too. Then we're going to use a little bit of olive oil. You don't have to use this fancy stuff. I've just got a little bit left in the bottle, so I'm going to use it up. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to open the can of chickpeas and we're going to drain them. Alright? Dag, that can was a bear to open. Good thing I wasn't filming, because I would have embarrassed myself. My tripod broke, so I got to do everything by hand. But anyway, so we got the little colander here. We're going to drain them, and we're going to let them sit there while you know, I might want to rub them with a little paper towel or something. And we're going to get a bowl, and then we're going to mix them up. Okie dokie, here we are. First things first. We got them in a bowl. We need something soft to stir them up. A spatula is good, but if you got one that's kind of scoopy like that, that's even better. So we're going to add just a little bit of olive oil. You really don't need much, just enough to coat them, okay? And I've never measured this out, so I have no clue how much, but that looks about right. You want, because you're going to want the spices to stick on them. Now, how much Old Bay do you add? Well, I add a lot because I like the flavor. And again, you can add as little or as much as you want. And again, any kind of spice you want. I like mine zingy and I like them spicy. So I like them fully coated, and I'm going to sprinkle on some more again later. And then we want some salt. Now, Old Bay already has some salt in it, so you don't need to add a lot, but just enough. Remember, this is a snack, so snacks are the best when they're crunchy and salty. These are great with an old rootin' tootin' movie you can slap in the DVD player. Now, the habanero, smoked habanero, well, that's up to debate. But since I'm making these for me, I don't mind putting too much in there, because this stuff is hot. These habs got roasted in the sun last year, and whoo-wee, they came out nice. And then I smoked them over there on a barbecue grill, and I had hickory and some mesquite, and they came out right nice, actually. And I used them for my Satan salsa too, which I'm going to make later on this year. Alright, so here in a moment we're going to phase 2. Okay, we are preheating the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And we're going to take a roasting pan, and we are going to sprinkle these chickpeas, garbanzos, 1 layer deep on this roasting pan, like such. Okay? And we're going to roast them in the oven at 350 for about anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes. And that depends on how hot your oven runs, how steady it is, so you guys know what you need to do. And now, again, we got to touch up. See, I'm going to put some more Old Bay on there. We got to touch them up and make sure they're all covered nicely. Okay, because you want that good flavor to go in everywhere. And hopefully, and I know it does, with the olive oil in there, it's going to stick right nice. So it's going to be good. Okay. And depending on what spices you like, you add whatever it is you think you need. Now we got a little more salt. And I'm not going to add any more habanero powder because I know how hot it is. And we're good to go. So once this oven's finished preheating, I'm going to slap it in there. And then through the miracle of time, we will rejoin back here at the Hacienda's kitchen and we'll see the finished product. Alrighty, here they are. 40 minutes, 350. You can see they're nice and brown. And they look crunchy, but they're not. They're starting to get crunchy on the outside. They're hard. So now we drop down the temperature to 225, 250. And I'm going to leave it there for another 20-30 minutes. Okie dokie. Here we are. Let's get a zoomy close-up here. I don't know if you can see how tiny they've gotten. These garbanzos have shrunk to about half the size. And I just realized I hadn't made these in so long. I was mistaken when I said 225 for about 20-30 minutes. I meant 250. So I put the oven at 225 and it ended up taking an hour for them to get this way. So it depends. If you want to take a while to cook them slow way, you can go ahead 225 for an hour. Oh, can you hear this? Oh, delicious. Otherwise 250 for about 30-40 minutes, and then just cut the oven off, and you can let them sit for a while, or do like I did. I'm going to let them cool off, and then I'm going to put them in a bowl or in a Ziploc bag, and they are good. That is some good tasting stuff. Easy, nutritious. Chickpeas have a lot of iron in them. They also have a lot of protein, and when your body eats protein, it needs iron to help bind it and absorb it. So this is a very good food. It also has some vitamin, vitamin C, vitamin A in it, and of course a lot of fiber. So it's a really nutritious snack. Anyway, hope you like it. It sure tastes good.